That's what happens when you have to run out of class, go into your kitchen, make dinner, get the dishes cleaned. You're doing all the things because your life just doesn't end when the work's done. Okay, here we are. Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Sharon Brubaker. I'm a grief specialist. This is the Grief School. This is the place where healing begins. Grief School is a place where healing begins, but this is me teaching you about grief. And specifically, I'm teaching you about, right now, I'm teaching you about the definition of grief. And the definition of grief is not just grief. It's not just all of the ugly parts of grief. It's the ins and outs and the idiosyncrasies of grief. And it gives us a place to talk about it. Okay, here's the thing that I know to be true. I know that we as grievers have to talk about grief. I know that we have to talk about grief. I know that we have to talk about grief to one another. That I know to be true. That will never change. But what is it that's actually happened to us? I do a live 4 times a week, and I still have not run out of subjects to talk about with grievers. I haven't run out of things that we can talk about in grief. Can you believe that? I mean, we're so going over the grief over and over and over again. Okay. My name is Sharon Brubaker. I'm a grief specialist. I teach women how to grieve. I teach an educational program on grief, I should say. I teach an educational program on grief and loss. I sit with women so they can feel heard, supported, and understood while they are on their unique grief healing journey. There's a lot going on when we're grieving. There's a lot going on in the beginning. And tonight on the live, we're going to be talking about when you're not who you used to be. When you're not who you used to be prior to the loss. I want to talk to you something that people never say out loud. Grief didn't just take your person. Hey, Julie, how are you doing, my friend? I'm so glad you're here. I got one of my most amazing lines from my friend Julie from her dad. I use it quite often. How goes the battle? I just absolutely love it. That just so helps someone on the outside looking in tell the griever, just step in on the grieving journey, grief healing journey. Grief doesn't just take your person. It took you also. It didn't just take a life that you had before. It took the way you see the holidays, the way you see your daily routine. It took that version of you that existed before your life, before everything changed. That part of you is now gone. That part of you no longer exists. What happens to us when that part of us no longer exists? When that version of us is no longer here? You might be walking through the world in the exact same body. You're eating the exact same foods. You're doing the exact same things that you did before your person died. But none of it feels the same. None of it feels exactly the same. You don't feel like yourself. You look in the mirror and you don't recognize the person looking back at you. You barely recognize her. You barely see her. You used to laugh more. You used to move faster. Now you're slow. You're slow where you used to be really fast. You were getting things done. Now you can't get those things done anymore like you used to. Now you're just getting through your day. Who are you now? Who did you used to be? And who are you now? Who are you now? Now that your person is gone, who are you? Ooh. If you've ever said, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know if I can do this. If you've ever said, this feels like it erased the old version of me, like that old version of me no longer exists, then this class is for you. If you've ever felt like you were left standing in the ashes, wondering how you're going to rebuild, then this conversation is for you. Absolutely is. We're going to talk about grief tonight. And let's start here. Grief is not just emotional. It is transformational. Transformational. What did I say? I read that wrong. Transformational. It changes how you see the world, how you see yourself. Transformational. It is transformational. It changes how you see the world. It transforms you into a new person. I drew this the other day, right? You are this person. You were happy. You were living your life. You were raising your kids. You were going to work. And you were totally this person. And let's say this is the before you. Things were kind of hectic, but you were going along. But this was actually you in the before. And then all of a sudden, something changed. And there's this space in between the change. There's a space in the before and the after. And then all of a sudden, you became the after you. She looks the same, you guys. She looks the same. She might be a little thinner, but she absolutely looks the same. She doesn't smile anymore. Also, her nerve endings are totally exposed. She's totally covered and her nervous system is totally taken over. She's not smiling. There's this space in between the before and the after. But who are you now? Who went with you? What part of you did you lose? Deborah says, I'm walking in a zombie state. Sunday is my last brother today died birthday on Mother's Day. My heart to yours, Mary. Truly, my heart to yours. You were more than just the person in someone's life. You lived in a safe place. It was safe here. And you had your little people around you. They were in your life and they went everywhere with you and they loved you. You were in this place where you were safe. You were the anchor. And everything you did revolved around your people, and you guys would do things together, and everything felt okay. Even if the entire world was falling apart. Even if the entire world was falling apart, your world was okay, and it was safe here, and things were good. You were their safe place. You were their anchor. You were their everything, and they were your everything. They were more than just your people. And when they left, their death ripped them out of your life. They're no longer here. And everything in the world that you knew as safe no longer exists. It didn't just leave a hole in your heart. It ripped a hole in your entire body. It ripped a hole into who you thought you were. Before the loss, maybe you were the strong one. Maybe people looked at you as the strong one. Maybe people came to you to get things done because they knew you were the person who could always get things done. Maybe you were the dependable one. Maybe you were the dependable one who was always on time. Maybe you were the caregiver. People looked at you because you were the caregiver. Maybe you were the nurturer. Oh, she's such a nurturing soul. Maybe you're the one who got it all done, and so everyone naturally came to you because you got it all done. Maybe you're the one who never forgets things. Oh, flip the camera. I heard you say that 100 times. I knew there was something I was missing. Let me do that for you. Sorry. Thank you, Aida. Thank you, my love. Hey, T, welcome. I'm going to do the live. I'm doing this training, and then when we're done, I'm going to come into TikTok, and I'll be able to answer any questions. I'm glad you're here. There's many women in there that are going to support you right now. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you, Aida. Thank you, Julie. Maybe you were the one who made the decisions. Maybe you were the one that got everything done. And maybe you hated that about yourself. Maybe you missed who you were before the pain took over. So maybe this was you, right? You're strong. You got things done. You were on time. You were the person. Everyone came to. You were the anchor that kept it all together. You are the person. You were badass. But then there's this space between the loss and the death where your nervous system totally takes over. There's this version of you that dies also when they're gone. There's a version of you, a part in your heart, and a part of you seems missing. There's this part where you're forever changed. Maybe you're looking back now and you miss her. You're looking at her and you're like, where did she go? What happened to her? Where did she go? What happened to her? And here's the thing, my friends, that version of you didn't die. She's just buried so deep inside you, you don't recognize her anymore. Rosina says, I don't know if I can live without my sister. My heart to yours, love. Truly, my heart to yours. What does grief take from you without even asking? What has it taken from you without even asking? What does grief take? I really believe that nobody talks about this stuff. Grief takes more than your person. It takes way more than your person. It takes a part of you that I don't know sometimes if we ever get that person back. What does it take? It takes the functionality. It takes your functionality, your ability to function, your ability to get to an appointment on time, your ability to do your job, your ability to cook dinner on time. Oh, Mary says it takes your sanity. It takes your sanity, absolutely. It takes your ability to finish a sentence. Your ability to finish a sentence. It takes your ability to plan a week. To show up like you used to. It takes your ability to show up like you used to. Maybe you're the social one. Maybe you're the one that was always planning. Now you dread being around people. Now you dread being in the room. Charmaine says it takes your motivation. She said another one too. It takes your motivation, your energy. She says your energy and your focus. It takes stuff from your personality too. It takes life's color out of things. It takes color. You get robbed of color. Who said color? Who said color? Liz said security. Liz says it takes your security. Sarah says it takes your health. Who said color? I want to see who said color. Takes Mama of 5-ish. I love that name. It takes your security. I said sense of security, your joy. It takes your joy. Your self-worth. That's big. That's absolutely huge. Your inner peace. Thank you, guys. I say 12, 13, 14. We have inner peace. It takes your breath away. It does take your breath away. It takes your breath away. 15. Your reason for living. Mary says your reason for living. It takes your reason for living, your strength. I think it was 15, 16, 17. At least mine. Self-worth, I think I got it. It takes the, I don't know who I am without them, the question. It adds questions. Maybe you're used to be focused on how driven you were, on your motivation, on your getting things done. Maybe you weren't, you were the person who got everything done. Maybe your motivation is completely gone now. Maybe you're not making this up. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you're not falling apart. Deborah says, grief, menopause just took my job away. It took your future. It takes your future. Number 18, future. You lose laughter, joy, the parts of identity that you tried to keep for them. It's no longer here. And for a lot of us, we don't have the energy to go there. We just don't have the energy to go there. I want to tell you guys about Sarah, your drive, your hopes and dreams. Yes, hopes and dreams are good. I want to tell you guys about someone that I worked with. Her name is Sarah. Sarah lost her husband over 30 years ago. And about a month into her grief, she said something that I will never forget for the longest time. And this is what actually brought this up. She said, I don't know how to be Sarah anymore. I don't know how to be Sarah. Flaw girl, just let it be. Let it be. Let those tears come, my love. Let it be. She said, I don't know how to be Sarah. Am I still his wife? I don't know. So you see, for 3 decades, she was half of a whole. She was a wife. She was a partner. She was a teammate. She was a decision maker. They did everything together. They made their coffee in the morning together. He would get up and make his coffee, and he would make hers. They watered their plants together. They argued over what to watch on TV. They danced in the kitchen when no one was looking. They would fight often. They raised their kids together. They had a future plan of buying a motorhome. They had this future plan of buying the motorhome and traveling across the United States. They were empty nesters. And then one day, just like that, he was gone. And she was left with the house, with the coffee pot, and with the silence. She quickly realized that everybody in her life went on without her. They all moved on. And she was really wondering, am I still Sarah? She actually considered changing her name. She told me even going to the grocery store felt impossible. because they always went together. Everything that I touch is ours. It's not mine. Where is Sarah? She was not only grieving the loss of her husband, but she was grieving who she was without him. And she said, I don't know what to do with that. The identity that I have left in this grief, I don't know this woman. I have never been a single woman in my entire life. And her entire body ached. Her entire body ached with the thought of having to go on and live as a single woman by herself. We honestly get pressured, you guys. Look at all the stuff that we came up with that we lost. We came up with 20 things, and I probably missed a couple, but we came up with 20 things of who we lost. She didn't know who she was. She lost her. Number 21, she lost her, who she was. It wasn't enough that the world wants you to bounce back, but they want you to bounce back quickly, and they want you to bounce back with grace. They want you to smile. They want you to go back to work. They want you to show up tomorrow. They want you to be okay with this. For Christ's sake, they gave you 3 days. What are you complaining about? You're so strong. You can do this. They would want you to be happy. He wouldn't want you to be this way. And the whole time you're like, you don't even know him. You don't know me. I don't know me. At the whole time we're screaming at the top of our lungs to try and figure out who we are and where do we go from here. Oh, look at you. You're doing amazing. They don't want to talk about it. They don't mention his name. They don't mention his name with you. And here's the truth. At those moments, 100%, they're not even talking to the real you. They're talking to this fake version of you, this imposter who has taken over. The imposter has taken over because she can't figure out how to navigate. The imposter who has taken over, who is trying to figure out how to move beyond this pain of grief. The imposter helps us survive. She serves a purpose. She has a job. She absolutely has a job to do. Her job is to show up and be gracious and get us through. The people come up to us and they're talking to a version of us that doesn't exist anymore. They are completely talking to the imposter. They're talking to the version of you that's trying to just survive. The one who gets up and puts on a mask every day and doesn't see the truth, who puts on the mask and fakes it all the way through. And here's what I want you to know. You don't have to go back. You were not meant to go back. You were meant to go forward. So much so that I got it tattooed on me, forever changed. And you're going to go forward, forever changed. There's no going back to the old you. She doesn't exist anymore. And I'm not saying that in the meanest way to hurt you. What I mean is, as you stand here, as the woman who has figured this out, who can navigate through this, you will be forever changed. There is a part of you that no longer exists. And I think what happens to a lot of us is we spend too much time trying to find her or try to make her fit into this round hole, but we're now a square peg. But it doesn't mean that you're lost forever, friends. You're changed, but not lost forever. You will be forever changed, but you are not lost. It means that there's a new version of you. It means that there's a new version of you ready to be rebuilt. But the only way through that is through your heart. We've got to go through this new version of us that is right through the heart. This new version comes through the heart. This new version lives in this grief pain. This new version knows this grief pain. And we've got to go through all of this. All of this. Look at this, guys. We go right through the center. We go right through the center of the pain. We go through the center of this. We examine all of this parts and how bad it hurts. So let's take a minute and do a check-in. I'm going to ask a few questions. I want you to drop your answers in the chat. Or let them just sit in your heart. You don't have to share them. What part of you feels missing the most since the loss? What part of you do you think is missing the most? Is it your sanity? Is it your functionality? Is it your reason for living? Is it your ability? Is it you feel robbed of your color? Nancy says her sense of humor. Is it your inner peace? Is it your self-worth? What part of you, my reason for living? Rosina, I see it. I hear you, my love. What part of you feels like it just can't move on? Is your breath been taken away and you feel like you can't breathe? Has your drive been taken? Is it that you don't see her anymore? Catlin says, my joy, my safety blanket. The piece of my soul is missing. My sister was a part of me. Yeah, Julie, my heart to yours. Rosa says, my happiness. Deborah says, my everything. Everything. My drive, definitely. My love. Aida says, my love. Lady G says, my will. We all have a story to tell. We all have a grief story. But part of that grief story is what we were robbed of. Hear me out. Follow me with this. What you were robbed of. What part of your identity have you been robbed of? What part of your identity did you lose? Flaw Girl said, my soulmate, my happiness. What part of your identity did you lose? Did you lose being a spouse? Did you lose being a mother? Did you lose being a sibling? Have you lost being a caretaker? Did you lose being a best friend? Have you lost your identity? What part of you is lost? Being a mom. Sarah says being a mom. Being a daughter to my mother. Anna Marie says the joy that came from inside is gone. What part of you did you lose? Not being a grandparent to the family missing him when I show up. My heart to yours, Nana. Being a daughter, a best friend, a lover, a partner, an aunt, an uncle, a granddaughter, a grandmother. Parts of us will be forever missed when they go away. What do you miss the most about you? Not just your person, but the most about you. Were you funny? Someone said they lost their humor. After Sharon died, I was no longer a best friend. I lost being that best friend. Yes, Catlin, she says a best friend, being happy. Three-fifths of my family lost in 3.5 years. Yes, Miss Mary. Confidence. You lost your confidence. And I don't even want to replace that. That, like, I lost that best friend and I don't even want to replace that. A sense of time. The person that brought me into this world, says T. I lost my tolerance for trivial things. Absolutely. Your bandwidth, unbelievable. And everything that seems trivial. And we look at the world differently. Things that we used to make big deals out of, we don't make big deals out of them anymore. They're not so important to us anymore. We used to make the biggest deals. My best friend lost her husband, and he also was one of my closest friends. My heart to yours, love. Thank you for the roses. I cried for my mom so long that I lost my joy. Yes. Thank you, Lisa and Meryl. Hey, Lisa. Fear is here, now losing my mom. Thank you for the hearts. It's trivial stuff that went out the window. Yes, yes, absolutely. The absolutely ability to get in the bandwidth to get into the junk, to get into the weeds with people. My husband is going to miss being a grandfather in a month, and I'm not ready for it. My heart to yours, Miss Deborah. Mary says, out of the seven of us, parents and children, there are two of us left, and I don't have a relationship. I hear you. Thank you, Aida. So let me tell you this, friends. You don't have to rebuild your whole life all over again. You don't have to go and find someone to replace because you never will. And you don't have to rebuild this all in one day. But you can reclaim little pieces of yourself. You can reclaim your reason for living. You can reclaim some hopes and dreams and expectations. You can reclaim some of your sanity, your ability to talk, your ability to laugh. You can reclaim some of the joy that has been taken for you. One day you will light a candle and feel happy that you're lighting that candle in remembrance of them. One day you will walk, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. If we do our work and we absolutely go after it, it will make a difference. We will take a walk. We will wear the one thing that makes us happy and reminds us of them. We will cook that one meal. We will put that favorite music on again and we will listen to that song. You will say yes to the things that bring you comfort. I promise you guys. I just wanted to give you a little bit of hope. You know what? Also, sometimes people hate for me to say hope. They don't want to hear about hope. You don't need a total comeback. You just need a small return. I sleep in his sweater. I love that. Does it still smell, Bella? Does his sweater still smell? I have one client, she keeps his shirt in a Ziploc bag so she can keep the smell there. And if it doesn't still smell, spray it with cologne again. I can't even look at his photo. Caitlin, it's not uncommon for us not to be able to look at the photos. I want to tell you something. When you start looking at the photos, you're going to know that it'll be changing. Bella Red said, no, spray it again. It's not fair. It is beyond not fair, my love. I miss walking into a room full of people and he's not there. So you don't need to come back fully. You just need a small return. You just need a flicker. You just need to look at that picture and not turn your head away. You just need to remember that you are still in there somewhere. And that's what we're going after. When we go after the work in our heart, we just need to remember that in here somewhere is us, still alive. There's a part of us still there. And slowly and gently, that version of us will start to come back and it will start to grow. Friends, I say this all the time, but I'm going to say it much louder because I really want you to hear it. You are not broken. You are becoming. You're becoming a new version of yourself. You do not need to be fixed. There is nothing for me to fix. It is simply me guiding you through the grief. You are not lost. You are healing. You are healing the old version of yourself, the self that was with them. The whole old version of you is not gone. There's parts of you that is still there. But you are now still worthy of this healing. You're worthy of doing the work. Your love says that you are worthy of doing this work. You're loved together. You don't have to figure this out alone. I promise you. If any part of this message that I was saying today resonates with you, I want to invite you to Grief Study Hall. Grief Study Hall is every Tuesday from 1 to 3 Central Standard Time. It's done. It's where I can actually get with you and talk to you and help you through the grief. I teach a lesson in Grief Study Hall. We walk through the grief. We talk about the grief. Bella Red says Grief Study Hall is amazing. I teach a lesson. We're there. It is another place but there I can see you and we can talk. Lisa Merrill says, I just emptied the hospital bag and found her robe and it still had her scent on it. Aida says, I feel numb. My heart to yours, Aida. You bring me comfort. Thank you, Miss Mary. The study hall was designed for you guys to come in, and it is one of the ways that I give back to the community. We have built a community of women here who are coming together to support one another. In the community, there's a lot of things that I give to the community. I give a blog, I give a weekly podcast, I give 4 lives a week. Today is just the first one for this week. We had Erica here on Sunday sharing. She just wrote a book. And if you guys click on the link in my bio tomorrow, her book, you'll be able to get her book in the bio. I'm putting the link in there. Some of the beautiful women have showed me pictures. They got their books already. The second thing is we have Honor Society, which is study hall, but it is for anyone who has gone through processing the pain of grief or wants to go through processing the pain of grief. Processing the pain of grief, you can find the link in the bio here. And that's where I teach you how to move beyond this pain. It's a 4-week self-guided study, but you come to Honor Society and you're in there for life. That's where we really start to move the pain. The pain really starts to move. But I promise you, just showing up to the lives, just coming here, just reading the blogs, doing the podcast, you're going to understand grief much better. Hear me out. Because I've been scrolling on TikTok, not today. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday was a big scrolling day for me. And they send me a lot of, I don't hang out on these places, but they send me a lot of grief. People who are doing amazing grief work, and I love it. There's more people out there doing grief work than there used to be. But here, there's something that we're being told that is just not true. Oh, Sarah says, I bought the book. I'm so excited to read it. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Sarah. So happy. Good. Erica's going to be so excited. I'm going to screenshot this because I want to send it to her. There's a thing that people are saying. I hear people say it a lot in here, and I hear other grief specialists say it, that you will be like this for the rest of your life. You guys, that is a lie. That is absolutely not true. And my proof of it is me. But also my proof of it is Erica. You will not be like this for the rest of your life. Will it be the hardest thing you've ever had to go through? Will it look like this, confusing and crazy? Absolutely. And some days it looks like this. And then it turns back around. Absolutely, 100%. But here's what I want you to know. You can get through this. You can move through this. And recovery looks like finding a new meaning for living. Finding a new meaning for living. Finding the new you of who you are and living within that. But first you have to understand that grief serves a purpose. Aida says it's a great group. Bella says no. There is hope to get through the quicksand of grief. There is something on the other side of the quicksand. And Bella, you crack me up when you say that, because I was hearing someone tell a joke the other day. And they're like, what is something that you believed about your childhood that you've never seen? And I have never seen quicksand. And that's exactly what happens in our grief, right? We get into this quicksand. Thank you, Austin. For anyone that doesn't know me, my nephew Austin drowned at the lake in 2006. It was at that very moment that I realized I knew nothing about grief. I knew nothing about grief and loss and how to move through a broken heart. I went out on a mission to find out everything I could, because this, my friends, was my little baby sister, Erica. This was also me, but I was hiding the me because I thought it was just going to be about her. And I went on a mission to find out everything I could about grief, loss, and a broken heart. And for the past 18 years, I have studied out the science of grief and grief healing. And I stand here before you today, friends. I stand here before you. Austin died in 2006. My dad died in 2013. Donovan died in 2015. My best friend Sharon died in 2017. I lost my grandparents and aunts and uncles as well. But I want you guys to know, I want you to know this, that nothing touched me in my heart like losing Austin. And it is through the love of Austin and me going out on that mission to find out everything that I could that I stand here before you today. Friends, even if you're not ready to do the work, because some of us are not. Hey, Miss Christie, I see you. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. I promise you it will make a difference in your life. Keep coming back. I'm going to be here and I'm going to be breaking down grief. So Grief Study Hall, Processing the Pain of Grief. If you are on the Facebook group or the Instagram or the YouTube, click the link that says Beacon AI. Click that link and there you can find out everything about us, who we are, where we are, and how we got here. And how you stop to listen to a crazy woman with no hair today. I actually do not have cancer, you guys. I cut my hair off. All right, everybody in the streaming. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, you know what I didn't look up? I didn't look up what the talk is going to be tomorrow. Let me share that. Tomorrow's live is going to be at 8:30. Why you're still so tired in your grief. Tomorrow's talk is why you're still so tired in your grief. It'll be at 8:30. It's going to be here in the live. TikTok, stay there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to hang out with you guys for another 45 minutes or so. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. Why I'm still so tired in the grief. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.